stopped talking to my friends. I stopped talking to anyone. I did join another college, which my parents did not want me to go to. But then I failed in all the exams there because I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything. So I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of connections. I lost a lot of girls I used to chat with. I lost respect for many people. I lost. I think I lost in every aspect except the kgs on my body. Randomly, like this one time, I was on a weekly update call. My CEO was also there on the call, and like right there on the call, half an hour in, I decided, bro, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. The kind of jokes that we crack in office, मतलब कोई cancel भी कर देगा, उड़ा देगा मैं, मतलब you see me partying and wearing good clothes and having fun. These are the negative things that happened this month, and then I tell them, okay, ये factory में आग लग गई, मेरा laptop की screen टूट गई, मेरा ये shoot का data उड़ गया, एक लड़की ने मेरे को reply नहीं किया. I do know few people who maybe are friends, and I might be wrong, but who maybe are friends with me because of the numbers of like shallow numbers, right? If you're hollow inside, you're not building competence, then you don't deserve confidence tricks because you don't deserve to talk to a lady. Like, I don't want to say something that will get us cancelled here, but
hey everyone, welcome to the Flipside podcast. Today we have a very special guest for you guys. We have with us Sanchit Kalra. Sanchit has had one of the most unconventional journeys. After graduating from IIT and working for 4 years in the corporate sector, he chose to tread the path of content creation. Today, with lakhs of followers and over 70 million views on his YouTube channel, San Kalra has become one of the most well-known faces in the men's lifestyle and fashion space. He also has his own clothing brand, Urban Needs, which we are very excited for. And in our today's conversation, we touched upon his initial journey. We touched upon topics such as what dating is like for influencers. We touched upon academic pressure, toxic masculinity, and also how one can overcome mental health issues. Make sure you watch till the end. You won't regret it.
I think going over आपकी कहानी as we were preparing for this conversation, one really powerful measure of एक इंसान कितना grow हुआ है, I think, is how far they've come. And one thing that I really took away from your journey and your story is कि the Sanchit, you were a little earlier. You know, आपने बोला है on your own content and other podcasts also कि, you know, the struggling with the weight, the excessive eating, the social anxiety, struggling to feel confident. You know, from there to here has been such a massive journey, which I think I have taken a lot of admiration and inspiration from. But if you rewind even before that phase of life, I think there's your early childhood and your schooling years, which I think we haven't heard that much about. So I'm curious, if you look back at it now, what do you think would be some of the, I don't know, big lessons or learnings that you took from those early childhood, early schooling years?
At that time, I wasn't a sponge. So right now, or maybe even a few years earlier, I would consciously make it a point to learn from everything that's happening around me. But when I was a kid, and I don't regret this, I think it was great. I learned nothing, bro. Literally, like in school and life, I learned nothing. I just wanted to chill. So no lessons or learnings from there. It was a good-ish childhood. I mean, actually, it was very good. I mean, I loved it. I loved my childhood. Just the school part maybe sometimes was a little bit overwhelming in certain terms. But that was very good.
And when you say overwhelming, is it like, because I paradoxically or like contrary to you, like I hated school. I didn't like school at all. So like overwhelming in terms of, is it the pressure to sit down, shut up, take stuff in? Is it just, you know, just lots of people and managing them? Or
no, I went to a school which was full of rich kids, right? I mean, big Delhi businessmen, unke sare bachche. And the thing was, most of the people who used to get into the school got in through a management quota. And very few, like you can count the number of people who got in on your fingers who actually got in because of the merit.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so वो merit की वजह से I got in, and that's why I used to feel so like out of place because everyone was rich as like हमारे
Yeah.
यहाँ parent teacher meeting होती थी भाई. बाहर अगर हम लोग आते थे ना, मैं मम्मी पापा के साथ आता था, तो we used to have a zen, right? तो हम zen में उनको बोलता था कि गेट से बहुत दूर खड़ी करके छोड़ देना, वॉक करके जाएंगे, ठीक है? और वो समझ जाते थे क्यों कह रहे हैं. एंड देन वी यूज्ड टू वॉक, एंड देन गेट के पास व्हाट कार्स वी यूज्ड टू सी, रोल्स रॉयस, हमर, निसान जीटीओ, और ये तीनों एक ही,
ओहो.
फिर बाकियों की अलग.
Crazy.
Wow.
ये तो
Yeah.
ऐसा होता. That's why it was a little I mean, it was overwhelming. It was I always used to think okay, like I didn't have a problem with not being the rich guy in school. I
Yeah.
didn't have a problem with the background that my mom and dad had. But even when I didn't have a problem, there literally used to be people who used to come to me and say, "You are poor, and I'll tell you why. This is your net worth. I've just calculated, and this is my net worth." So
Crazy.
that was the case, and that was the school. I mean, and I don't like right now. I don't have any negative feelings towards that, and I don't even feel like, oh, okay, तुम पहले ऐसा बोलते थे, अब देखो, now look at me, like ठुकरा के that thought. I don't feel that. I mean, I feel sorry for those people, but then that's it.
It's crazy. I think kids especially don't realize what they are saying, but the
Yeah,
things that they say actually stay with people for years and years, and it impacts their
yeah,
confidence.
yeah.
So that's what, like, bullying is a huge issue. And I think another thing where when it comes to education in India, I think there's pressure from school and there's also pressure from parents, and especially I think this happens to most of us where the option is either doctor ban jao or engineer ban jao, and
Yeah.
that's the only option that we get. And I think you've gone through something similar as well, where possibly like not getting into IIT would be a big deal. I think
Yeah.
this is something that a lot of people from our audience are also facing. Can you take us through the kind of impact that that kind of pressure has on your mental health, and how does one outgrow it? How does one develop disregard for what people expect of you and start doing what we want to do?
Develop disregard is something I I don't know how. What I developed was an eating disorder.
Mm.
Because yeah, there was a lot of pressure
Yeah.
to get into a certain college, and that's why um, like okay, so I when I was done with my 10th boards,
Yeah.
that's when I thought, okay, now I can chill. So I started eating right and started going to the gym. Not the gym, like I started running and all of that.
Yeah.
And that's when I lost some weight. And then when I lost that weight and I started looking okay. And that's when I was like, okay, so this can be done. Like there's
Yeah.
a possibility that I don't really need to be fat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then this pressure of cracking entrance exams came in. And
Yeah.
then I started eating like a mad dog.
Yeah.
Um, and that's how I think that's how I dealt with the pressure, just eating a lot,
Yeah.
stress.
Mm.
And yes, it takes a toll on your mental health. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember like until I was in school and I gave my entrance exams for the first time, it was still okay because स्कूल में चलो जो भी bullying है, जो भी है, ये है, वो है, rich kids वगैरह जो भी है, but school was still fun. I had a very cute friend group which I still have. The only friends that I have are school friends. मतलब, and I'm meeting them for drinks tomorrow, so I'm happy about that. So I had those friends, and I was really happy that way. But still, the entrance exams came around, and yeah, I didn't make it. And until that point, when I didn't make it, it was still okay. Like the pressure was, like I could deal with the pressure with just stress eating. But after that, I was in a really dark pit. Like when I didn't clear the entrance. Yeah, that at that time it wasn't like um so like I don't want to throw shade on my parents, but like the day I gave my exam, my parents started calculate like मैं अभी वापस आया हूँ एग्जाम देके, they started calculating the marks and then they're like तेरा तो हो ही नहीं रहा. मतलब what was that gonna do, मतलब उससे होता क्या, but ठीक है मतलब whatever. And when I didn't clear the exams, that's when I was in the one of the darkest phases of my life. And it does take a toll on your mental health in terms of you stop, like I stopped talking to my friends, I stopped talking to anyone. I did join another college which my parents did not want me to go to, but then I failed in all the exams there because I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything.
Man.
So I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of connections. I lost a lot of girls I used to chat with. I lost respect for many people. I lost. I think I lost in every aspect except the kgs on my body. That I gained. That's it. So and when you eat and when you're fat, and this at least happened with me. I don't want to fat shame anyone. But I can fat shame myself. When I got fat, that was another source of being sad. Like I was really sad that I was fat. I didn't want to be fat because I had tasted that in my class 11. I had tasted what it was like to not be fat. Like people would just come up to you and say, "Bro, you look good," and I was like, "That's it. That's all people wanted."
Sometimes I think
Man.
it's so superficial also, where you're feeling like, people used to behave differently earlier when I was fat, and then now they are nice to me suddenly, and then am I not the same person?
Exactly, bro. Summer vacations khatam hui and I entered in class 11 with like I wasn't very fat. I was like सीधा, I was like built or something, but lost the fat. मैं अंदर में घुसा हूँ, मेरे को एक दिन में 11-12 लोग बोल चुके हैं कि ब्रो पतला हो गया, अच्छा लग रहा है, ये वो लड़कियां बोल रही हैं. I was like, wow, that's it, that's all I had to do.
No, but it's difficult, dude. And मुझे adolescence or teens के लिए I feel like my heart really goes out because at that age, every experience, क्योंकि when you're 14, 15, 16, 17, like आपका अगर love हो रहा है, it's the only love you've experienced in your life, or the first love. So it's everything. You fail in an exam, it's not like one of the things along the way. It feels like, life's over. And it, yeah, it's that kind of dark place. And then with food also, I've seen so many situations where, you know, you're sort of eating almost out of spite and anger towards yourself. Like you're angry at yourself. So food becomes this weird thing of you're punishing yourself and you feel bad. And
when you're young, your perspective is like really small, so you're not able to see the bigger picture, and that's why you take these steps, right? I mean, 15 साल की एज पे अगर तुम्हारी गर्लफ्रेंड भी है, that's not a girlfriend, bro. That's you can't call it your girlfriend. But okay, can't help. But I think the generation now is much better.
for sure, नहीं for sure. And मुझे क्या लगता है ना, लोग बड़े होके वो empathy भूल जाते हैं. Like चलो, you grow older, you will have the perspective कि यार life में और चीजें होंगी. But it's also important to recognize कि इस person के लिए this is everything, and they're not an idiot for thinking this is everything. And I feel like आपने अपने कहानी का ये low point आपने पहले भी share किया था. It really resonated with me, and I remember आपके podcast में you shared another moment also where I think it was a little later, आपका consulting job, I think you left it, marketing कर रहे थे, you weren't liking it, and that feeling of yaar, I feel lost, I feel trapped, I don't know what my next step is. I resonated with that. And then you described this heaviness and this, I remember this pain in your body almost, which was so acute कि यार हिल नहीं पा रहे हो. And I mean, I've had similar experiences, man, where like बस सुबह बिस्तर से उठना is the challenge number one.
Task, bro.
कैसे उठे?
You can't, bro. Yeah, I agree. And that's one of my weaknesses, bro. Like I have noticed, and this has happened a lot of times. Never. So this is my biggest problem, that if I am not liking something, I don't leave it until unless it has killed me. Like I'm near death, right? I mean, not like near death. Should you
But I
won't
know
be
what you
able to
mean.
use this part in your Instagram because I said death. But it's like
It's okay.
I'll be. So for example, when I didn't get a good job, the same thing happened. I used to lie down the whole day. I couldn't move my body. बिल्कुल खत्म feel होता था. And then when I wanted to switch my jobs, the same thing happened. Then I wanted to quit my job and start content, the same thing happened. So ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि I realized at the right time, okay, this is the time to start something. वो नहीं होता था मेरे साथ. वो ऐसा होता था कि I used to drag it until it burnt me out, and then I used to start, which is very wrong.
It's like that. वो बोलते हैं ना fallacy of sunken cost, like gamblers thing कि थोड़ा पैसा खो दिया, but you keep at it कि you know I'll. But I'm curious कि now with hindsight is 2020, as they say, when you look back at that phase, even that second phase of just being low and being lost in your life after that first job, what are some insights and learnings you've gotten about it now when you look back at it, about, I don't know, what got you there and also what got you out of that place?
I didn't pull myself out of it. What happened was I was really sad and I was done with it. But and I knew that I should quit someday. And that someday just came randomly. Like this one time I was on a weekly update call. My CEO was also there on the call, and like right there on the call, half an hour in, I decided, bro, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. I was like, okay. So it went on for another half an hour, which felt like a. And then after that, when everyone was leaving, I told my CEO, bro, stay on call, please. I gotta talk. I was like, bro, I can't do this anymore.
वही call पे. Wow.
Yeah, same call. And I lied. I told him I have 2 offers and that's why I'm quitting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had to, because otherwise, that this is what I thought at that time. I thought if I don't tell him I have offers and I'm just quitting, he'll think of me as a loser. Because I used to respect him a lot. I still respect him a lot. He's a brilliant mind. But it's just that place wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lied to him. I told him I have offers, so I'll take one of those.
Yeah. नहीं, and like you're saying, आपने सिर्फ हद तक नहीं पहुंचे होगे, आप हद को पार कर लिया होगा कुछ 100 kilometers पहले, because like you said, like you would have made it, kept it together for the longest time. Yeah.
But I think something that we really admire about you is your self-belief. I think after having an IIT degree, then having 4 years of work experience, when you tell someone that I want to get into content creation, and as a creator myself, I know that this is a freelancing career. Some months we are doing like 5 brands, and then some months we don't have like brands. And because it's like highly competitive also right now, and it's unstable sometimes. How did you convince yourself to take that leap of faith?
So I just quit on a whim. I didn't know that I was gonna continue content creation. I was just doing it because I really like doing it. And the niche I was creating videos in, no one else was creating, so I could feel superior. Okay, bro, yeah, it's only me who's doing it because no one else was doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I had thought of following this career. मैंने सोचा था कि okay, I'll quit. Maybe I can do some masti on YouTube and Instagram for a few months and then look for a new job.
Got it.
Maybe go back to consulting, because that's when I realized consulting was the bomb. I still say consulting is the bomb. Great life, but just don't go for the top tier consulting firms. क्योंकि वहाँ पे काम ज़्यादा होगा. If you want a good life, go to like a tier 2 consulting firm. You are set for life. If you don't want to drive a McLaren or something, you are good with a 3 Series BMW, and you just want a good life, consulting is the best. But anyway, that's why I wanted to go back to consulting, or maybe start another job, or maybe do MBA. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, then I was just posting content, and then I realized 2 things. One, I could do it really efficiently. Like I used to create. So at that time, I was posting. I remember. Okay, sorry, I'll backtrack a little. When I quit in August and October, August, September, October, I was just chilling, traveling, going idhar udhar. When I quit my last job, I had a very decent package, so I had a lot of money to have fun. So that's when I started traveling, and that happened. So my mind got a little free from all the bullshit that was happening around me. Uske baad, when I came back from all my travels, I started posting reels. I started concentrating on reels. I was still doing like 3-4 videos a month on YouTube, but reels, I was like, this, I'm gonna go full on, like 1 reel a day, every day. And that's what I was doing, 6-7 reels a week. So I was like, okay, bro, I can't do like other people are doing कि सुबह उठो, रील सोचो, बनाओ, रात तक खत्म करो, फिर अगले दिन डालो. मैं पूरा दिन तो इसमें नहीं दूंगा because I want to live life. I want to be one of those who works all the time, right? So that's when I thought कि I'll reserve one day for shoots and I'll reserve one day for edits and that's it. उसमें जितना हो गया, जो नहीं हुआ वो भाड़ में जाए. मेरे को चाहिए कि मैं मस्ती मारूं, right? Because I had to do YouTube also. So that's what I started doing, and I realized I'm really efficient, bro. Like, not like tooting my own horn, but like this is something I realized. Like, who are efficient? Maybe not the best content out there, but like really efficient turnaround times. That I realized that gave me a lot of growth. At that time, posting a reel every day of substandard to good is spectrum की quality was the way to go. अभी ऐसा है कि you only post good reels. That's the only way to grow. तब ऐसा था सब स्टैंडर्ड से गुड के स्पेक्ट्रम में कहीं पे भी डाल दो, बस रोज डाल दो. That's what I started. Boom, 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 boom. My Instagram blew up. Right? I went from what 5, 6, 7,000 followers to boom like 50, 60,000 followers. And in December 2021, people started recognizing me in malls. So that time I was like, this is what I'm doing for life.
Yeah.
It's a big validation.
मैं स्पाइडरमैन देख के निकला था और तब मेरे को मॉल में 11-12 लोग मिल गए भाई सिलेक्ट सिटी वर्क में. This is absolute madness, and that's when I thought this is what I'm doing for sure. And that's what hit 100K on YouTube also. So it's not just from Instagram, but it was 100K on YouTube. My YouTube was also growing equally fast. Yeah, so that went really well. That's when I decided I'm gonna give this a try. I'll tell you how I get the self-belief from, and I swear to God, this is not me being cocky. It's just when I went through everything that I went through in life, I was like, जब इतने से निकल ही लेता हूँ तो फिर आगे भी कुछ होगा तो हो ही जाएगा सब सही, तो क्या ही है, कर लो फिर.
वो भरोसा कि मैं कुछ सुधार निकाल लूंगा.
हाँ, so this I have 100% trust in me कि whatever the problem is, I always figure a way out. So that is something and that has come not from any like intrinsic cockiness. It's only from the external things that have happened with me and that have made me realize कि भाई okay यार ये भी तो इतना मुश्किल लग रहा था उस टाइम पे, हो तो गया, कर तो दिया.
The experiences, right? You've seen
living life
yourself out, so you're like, I'll do it again.
And that's why I'm really, really, really glad that my life has been tough. It's not been like easy.
Yeah, it's made you stronger, no, for sure.
Earlier I used to think, भाई पापा यार आप अमीर क्यों नहीं हो यार, क्या मैं कोई अच्छी क्या बस में भेज देते हो, क्या ज़ेन दूर खड़ी करते हो यार, नहीं. So but now I'm like, yes bro, great. And that's why now I think I had a brilliant childhood. I'm glad that I wasn't born rich. I'm really glad.
It gave you the drive, no? To like,
it does.
Yeah, for sure, it's so important.
Drive and the resilience you mentioned is really beautiful. Ki it's not intellectual, it's not affirmation necessarily, but it's like lived experience कि मैं गिरूंगा तो मैं उठ जाऊंगा, कि 15 बारी तो गिरा हूं मैं, तभी भी उठा था.
I think something that you said earlier, which was that when 11 people recognized you in the mall, that's when you thought, I want to do this for the long term. So is it the love that keeps you going? Is that the biggest motivator for you when it comes to creation?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
The thing is, with content, there will always be a cap to the amount of money you can earn. कोई कितना, मेरे को पता है मैं तन्मय भट्ट नहीं हूँ, मेरे को पता है मैं कैरी मिनाटी नहीं हूँ, ठीक है. मैं I can't be the best in India जो मतलब ऐसा बिल्कुल crazy level crores और crores कमा रहा है. I know I can't be that. As a personal, as a single content creator, making crazy mad money is not something that I with my caliber can do as a content creator, right? So it's definitely not the money, because I know that अगर मैं अभी अपनी consulting job भी continue कर रहा होता और एक दो switch कर चुके होता, तो इस टाइम पे इतना decent package कमा रहा होता कि मैं Instagram phone में रखता भी नहीं.
Correct.
तो दुनिया से फर्क भी नहीं पड़ता. मैं किसी के कोई ट्रेंड्स भी नहीं देखता. मैं डायरेक्ट जाता और मेरी घर मतलब ऐसा नॉर्मल शॉपिंग हो रही होती प्रीमियम ब्रांड्स पे.
Yeah.
But so money is not a motivator.
Yeah, for sure.
I could have earned from different things. और कोई बिजनेस ही शुरू कर लूं यार, मतलब कोई कमोडिटी बिजनेस शुरू कर लूंगा, उसमें टाइम कम देना पड़ेगा यार. इसमें प्रेजेंटेशन में इतना टाइम देना पड़ता है, पूरा पूरा दिन निकल जाता है. So money is not a motivator. What motivates me is I won't say love from the people. It's that I'm able to build something that is community related. And this is why no shade to comedy creators or entertainment creators, but I can never do that sort of content. Yes, it brings a smile on people's face. Yes, I get it. That's the value add. But I want to do some educational value add. And I with the community. That's what fuels me. Like when I see people on our Discord chatting with each other. So we have a channel on our Discord called Physical Health or Physical Strength. ऐसे ही कुछ नाम है ना उसका, Physical Health. Physical वाला channel है ना हमारा Discord. So there people discuss with each other. Bro, आज मैंने ये मारी, shoulders मार रहा था, उसमें मेरे को एक बहुत सही चीज पता चली कि अगर अपना हाथ आगे की तरफ ट्विस्ट करके ये वेरिएशन कर लो तो ज्यादा अच्छी शोल्डर. This is what I wanted. Bros helping each other. So that's what I fuck with, bro. Like that community building, that sense of that feeling that you're actually building something solid. It's not hollow. That is what fuels me. So it's not money. It's the I also won't say it's love. It's the sense of building something bigger than me
and creating impact. Like
I don't want to be okay. देखो मैं तो influencer हूँ, मेरा नाम ये है, मैंने ये नहीं यार, मेरे को वो influencer single individual influencer वाला कोई शौक नहीं है, मेरे को तो community बनाना.
It's like simple people, like how to style your hair and stuff like that. You don't know how many people's lives you've changed because now their hair looks better on a daily basis.
Life की trajectory बदलती है यार.
Bro, I never expected the response that I actually get on DMs, bro. Like ऐसी चीजें बोलते हैं लोग. I always take a screenshot of all of it. And and it's fucking amazing, bro. मैं कभी low feel कर रहा होता हूँ, मैं अपनी message request पे जाता हूँ, explore करके बढ़िया से message पढ़ लेता हूँ. उसमें ऐसे बोला होता है कि no one knew me. Literally the day I started seeing your videos, within 2 weeks, everyone in my college comes up and talks to me. Like, bro, crazy.
How do you quantify the success? Money will not give you the satisfaction. Something like this can. So beautiful.
कुछ चीजें होती है जो बैंक अकाउंट को नरिश करती है, कुछ चीजें होती है जो पेट को नरिश करती है, बट ये आत्मा को नरिश करता है. There's a really wholesome sense of meaning that comes from this.
I agree.
Yeah, man. And नहीं, करण ने बहुत पते का क्वेश्चन पूछा है because I always find it really interesting to see what drives people at the end of the day, because थोड़ा as a career choice, despite the mainstreaming of it, it's unconventional. And I think social media के space में another thing I always find very interesting, I discuss with Karan all the time, is कि it is a space where at the end of the day, I think I'm guilty of it, we are all guilty of it, but you're kind of creating and crafting an image of yourself. It's not you 100%. There is that sense, that persona where we select, we pick and choose. And I think, Karan, you tell me if you disagree, but I feel like there is some distance between the part of me that's online and who I really am. There is some editorializing. I'm curious, in your opinion, ये जो picking and choosing करते हैं of the parts of ourselves कि ये social media पे जाएगा, ये persona का हिस्सा होगा, ये नहीं होगा हिस्से का. How do you navigate it? Like, are there any parts you feel ki they're really central to you, but they sort of ended up on the cutting room floor because you're like relevant nahi hai to the brand, or congruent nahi hai to the brand, or something like that?
Yeah. So two aspects of this. One is I never lie. Like I don't lie. Because मुझे पता है, and the only reason I don't lie on social media is मुझे पता है कि मैं अभी झूठ बोल दूंगा, मैं बाद में भूल जाऊंगा कि मैंने झूठ बोला था, और मैं कुछ और बोलूंगा तो मैं फंस जाऊंगा.
And permanent record है online.
Yeah, so out of the 100 things I am, 100 things that I am, I don't obviously show 100 on 100.
Of course.
I obviously don't show the part where I'm dank. I'm the kind of jokes that we crack in office. मतलब कोई कैंसिल भी कर देगा, उड़ा देगा मैं, मतलब लाइफ, ठीक है. Apart from that, some more stuff that either shouldn't be spoken online or doesn't need to be spoken online, वो हटा के rest everything I will show. So whatever I show is true, but I don't show everything.
Yeah.
And this balance, how do I find? जहाँ तक मेरे को मेरी mental health सही लग रही है कि this much I can show, this won't affect my mental health. Plus, there's a lot of things that I do which other influencers or creators wouldn't do because they would think that people would call them goofy, dorky, even if they're not a comedy creator or something. I'm fucking okay with it. So, I don't give a shit about hate. So I'm okay with all of that. That's there. So जहाँ पे mental health का balance सही आ जाए, उतना सच बता दो, पूरा सच बताने की जरूरत. And the on brand aspect, I would say this is one advantage that individual creators have over brands. Is that everything you do is on brand. और मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं झूठ बोलता ना पहले और बाद में कुछ और झूठ बोलता तो वो ऑन ब्रांड नहीं रहता. बट यहाँ तो मैं सच ही बोल रहा हूँ ना. तो सच इज पार्ट ऑफ मी. आई एम द ब्रांड.
Correct.
So everything is on brand. And I'll also tell you, there will be a phase on my Instagram where I would be feeling very hustly. तो मैं तब सारी स्टोरीज हसल वाली डाल रहा हूँ. मेरी पोस्ट में पता चल जाएगा ये हसल अभी मेहनत ये है, क्योंकि फनी उतना नहीं है. फिर एक पॉइंट आएगा जब मैं बहुत फनी हो रहा हूँ और स्टोरीज में बकचोदी डाल रहा हूँ फालतू की. तो even that, so अगर कोई ब्रांड वो डाल रहा होता तो दो different phases wouldn't have been on brand. But since it's me, people know कि इसी का फेज चल रहा है भाई, इसका भी दाढ़ी उगाने का फेज चल रहा है, that is not on brand. मैं हमेशा वो कर लेता हूँ. So as long as it's me, as long as everything is linked to me, it's on brand.
It's on brand. That's a beautiful way to look at it. And it's a simple, like simplify कर लिया ना पूरा process में.
Yeah, the audiences needs to realize that whatever they see when it comes to influencers or like celebrities, it's all selective truth. So it's not. So once they are aware, because all they are seeing is Kalra is happy all the time. Karan is happy all the time.
Every month I make it a point to put out a story which says, you see me partying and wearing good clothes and having fun. These are the negative things that happened this month. And then I tell them, okay, ये factory में आग लग गई, मेरा लैपटॉप की स्क्रीन टूट गई, मेरा ये शूट का डेटा उड़ गया, एक लड़की ने मेरे को रिप्लाई नहीं किया. And I tell everything. So that people and whenever I tell these things ना, वो aspirational value कम हो जाती है. So I am affecting my growth, but the number of people that I have with me will feel so strongly about this. It creates a better community. So even if it's not like a lot of numbers, it's still good numbers, quality.
Yeah, it's real. Like it's like you can knock on it and it's not hollow inside. And
so important.
This is this is a really beautiful thing you're doing. कि आपका मतलब I feel because of the glamour of social media, एक normal life जो होती है उस पे एक जंग छिड़ गया कि people are upset and betrayed by the normalness of their life.
Bro, I'll tell you, this one guy DM'd me. He's like, पहले ठीक था कि आप बजट वाली चीजें बताते थे और बेसिक स्टाइल बताते थे. But now you really got to tell us some cool ways to style brands like Jaywalking, Blue Orange. Like, bro, 4,000 rupees for a basic t-shirt. I don't have that kind of money, bro. Sorry. Maybe I'm not relatable for you anymore. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Just not normalcy पे ही लोगों को एक unease लगता है कि यार my life is normal means there's something wrong, or just the basics of life are like somehow there's something.
Yeah, so exactly. So now people like social media पे हमने देख लिया है और हमने बाहर क्लब्स में जाते हुए देख लिया है कि लोग Jaywalking पहन रहे हैं, फिर Fear of God Essentials पहन रहे हैं, या फिर Blue Orange पहन रहे हैं. So we have to wear these brands. So that's how social media has been affecting people. So,
Man.
And counter to this, I was at some big festival. I think I was at. Do you guys know this artist called Russ? I was at his concert.
Russ, the rapper Russ, no?
Yeah, I was at his concert, and this one guy came up to me and he said, "Okay, I follow your content." I was like, "Yeah, great." And then he was like, you have proven to the world that even a middle class kid can look better than all these rich people wearing oversized t-shirts. And I was like, fuck bro, मैं तो आज ऐसा सोऊंगा भाई, ये तो जो मजा आ गया है सुन के. So that was my aim all along. Like
Yeah.
I always give out budget tips for people to dress better and look better than. I honestly hate all those rich kids, and I think this is my school trauma only, and that's why I just wanted all the middle class people to look better than rich people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
But it's so good because fashion doesn't have to be related to money.
Yeah.
It's
Correct,
also
correct.
Not at all.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier you spoke about your brand and how whatever you share goes with the brand. But from a business side of things, if I ask you a question, doesn't it limit growth in a way where things will work only when you are associated with it?
Yes, and
Mm.
to be very clear, I don't want to become the biggest face
Hmm.
on say Instagram.
Yeah.
The biggest reason behind that is तुम as an individual creator तुम आज हो कल नहीं हो.
Correct.
Literally the biggest creator, if they stop posting right now, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about creators who were born on Instagram or shorts or whatever,
Yeah.
if they stop posting right now
Yeah.
and then for a month they don't post, they lose half of their audience and
Yeah.
people will forget them.
Correct.
That is something
Yeah.
that I don't want, and that's why my YouTube channel's name is not Kalra.
Hmm.
It is called Be Your Best.
Be
And
your
it's
best.
a digital brand in itself. And I'll tell you again, when I go out, some people come to me and they say Kalra. Half of the people come to me and they say Be Your Best.
Oh.
Be your best. Okay.
So I'm building that digital brand.
Yeah.
And right now, since the most efficient, fastest, and the most profitable growth in these days can happen only through one face, or can happen through faces, building faces. So that's why I'm using my face as a vehicle to grow Be Your Best.
Yeah.
At some point,
Okay.
I will introduce more faces.
Yeah.
So Be Your
Yeah.
Best will be the
Yeah.
brand. कि इस digital brand में हमेशा men are taught to look better, feel better, be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm
Yeah.
using my face as a vehicle to get it to say 2-3 million followers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Got
so
it.
that's the game.
Yeah.
That's
Building a great brand is actually building a brand that can outlive you. And I think it's a simple conversation that we had with Malini ji, who had come on our podcast, and how now we won't see Miss Malini doing the interviews herself. And
Exactly.
she spoke about how she
yeah.
the brand. Yeah, it's so important to do that.
Yeah. हाँ, it's a दूरदर्शी way of looking at it कि आप long term देख रहे हो and you're like looking at it from not कि who's the sitting in the driver's seat but who's the engine, and you want to be the engine that's driving this forward regardless of driver's seat पे whose face you see. Okay.
Having been part of the influencer space, we all go for these parties and events that happen. And from my personal experience, it's been kind of tricky when it comes to forming genuine relationships in the industry. I think when you meet people, the conversations are superficial, and you know, like you don't know why someone wants to befriend you.
Controversy कर रहा है.
They don't name anyone. Don't name anyone. But the thing is, like, you don't know why someone wants to be your friends. People are also deciding who they want to be friends with basis the number of following that someone has. What's been your perspective of the industry? And possibly because I'm from Mumbai, you're from Delhi, I think we are in a different circuit altogether. But what's that side of life been for you?
Luckily for no, I wouldn't say luckily. I am not a very I'm not the sort of a person who makes friends like I'm not interested a lot in making friends. I'm like it doesn't drive me.
Yeah.
Okay, I will make more friends.
Yeah.
So that's, and I'm always very clear about it. So with
Yeah.
all the people I meet in the
Yeah.
industry, I always
Yeah.
give off the vibe that okay, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm let's talk, let's get to know each other,
Yeah.
and let's be
Yeah.
very kind to each other. Let's be good colleagues. Let's
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
and that always works out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I have a lot of friends in the industry. Maybe a few
Yeah.
can count on my hand, literally one hand. But
Hmm.
like I never, and there's something that I've learned, or I've always had this in me somehow. I don't
Hmm.
form fake friendships. Like वो मेरे से शुरू ही नहीं होती.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen with me in the
Yeah.
industry. I can't talk about what it happens between the other people, and also I think
Yeah.
I'm not, to be very honest. So there are two types of events majorly that happen. Like one is core fashion,
Hmm.
and one is
Got it.
core lifestyle. So lifestyle events would be parties, restaurants, openings, and all of that.
Yeah.
Fashion would be कोई brand का store launch हो रहा है, etc. etc.
Yeah.
So when I go to the brand fashion sort of events, I
Yeah.
am excited because I only go to the good brands wala events,
Yeah.
and I like those
Got
brands.
it.
See कि भाई क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है and all of that. So there, when people come, they're not in the mood to socialize that much. They're just there to talk about the brand, etc. So all conversations are mostly brand centric,
Hmm.
right? और फैशन सेंट्रिक, और ओके यू आर वेयरिंग दिस, यू आर वेयरिंग दिस. अब मुझे नहीं पता वो घर जाके क्या बोलते हैं, क्या है सैन कैसा सा लग रहा था वो, एंड आई डोंट इवन केयर.
Yeah.
बट मुंह पे तो आके सब बोलते हैं अच्छा है. तो मैं तो भाई भाई सुन के सो जाता हूँ मैं तो, ठीक है.
Yeah.
So and when I go for the lifestyle sort of events, then there's and since it's lifestyle events, I don't go to a lot of them because I'm not one of those who is deeply into the going out culture.
Hmm.
But
Got it.
typically I do go out every weekend. I have to, like, I have to go out to a club every weekend, but I don't drink there. I drink very rarely in clubs.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what I like. I like really loud music, good music, like good hip hop or rap music, loud, and then
Yeah.
flashing lights. That's what I like. I go with a few friends who are again
Yeah.
from the industry. They're there,
Yeah.
but it's not like I'm absolutely involved with those people.
Hmm.
I just want to
Yeah.
go stand in front of the speaker until my eardrums burst, look into the lights, get soaked
Yeah.
that for like 1.5 or 2 hours, and then just leave.
Yeah.
When I leave from the club,
Yeah.
I never tell anyone. I just slyly, I just walk
Dip.
off.
Yeah. Low
Guy.
key.
But when it comes to
So
yeah. No, you were talking about like friendships and how you don't really get involved with the industry people, and it makes sense because I
it's
don't.
not it's not just industry people.
Yeah,
I'm
in
not saying
general.
भाई ये तो industry वाले लोग हैं इनसे नहीं करूँगा.
Okay.
ऐसा नहीं है. They're very good people, but
Yeah.
it's just I don't feel the need to make friends anymore. I mean, I don't know if maybe
Yeah.
that sounds very sad, but it's just true, bro. I'm happy with the friends that I have. I always love
Yeah.
meeting new people. I always love talking to
Yeah.
new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also definition of friend is very different for me. Like
Yeah.
might be very different for me क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं किसी से एक दिन बात करी और मैं उसको friend बोल दूँ.
Hmm.
Right? There are a lot of people who just talk and they're like, oh, we're clicking so well together, we are friends. I can't do that. Or maybe
Nahin,
that's
yeah.
the definition of friend. I would
Yeah.
still like to talk
Yeah.
to that person. I find that person interesting, but I wouldn't
Huh.
call that a friend. Yeah, I wouldn't share
Friend
anything.
nahin.
And until that happens, that's not a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you spoke about how your school friends are still in your life, and they are important to you. But do you? I think it also comes down to trust, right? Because it takes time for you to develop that new and then call them a friend. Because they have to stand the test of time to be there for you, not just like you met them now and then you're their friend. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying ki, okay, you have to give it time to call them your friends.
Hmm.
That you have to give it time to call them your friends. But I'm just saying that the number of friends that I ever needed in my life, those spots are full.
Exactly.
So until one of them dies, touch wood, I don't want new friends.
That's limiting it, but like in the sense that if you do find someone that is very different and new, and over time you do develop trust, it can help you grow as a person as well, right?
Yeah, of course. So I'll tell you an example. There was
Yeah.
this one event that was happening in 2021, and I met this one person.
Yeah.
Her name is Nush. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
she was just one of those people at that lifestyle event, right? And I don't expect a lot
Hmm.
from lifestyle events, right? And just randomly we met, we talked, and then the next time we talked, then we talked again. ऐसे ऐसे बात हो रही थी, तो I liked her vibe, and I didn't know anything about clubbing back then.
Yeah.
Right. And she was one of the most known people in the Delhi party circuit.
Okay.
She
Okay.
is the one who exposed me to partying, clubbing, and that's when I realized, bro, this is the best way to rejuvenate throughout the week, and I owe her to that. And I never expected to make new friends. And then Nush is one of my closest friends right now, like absolutely.
Wow.
Right? She's
Yeah.
like she's a little sister right now. Like everyone, our whole circle knows that she's my sister. I'm her brother. Some people even like think we are real brother sister. But like, so she exposed me to clubbing, and clubbing as a way of enjoyment, getting refreshed. That was lovely. And then she helped me form a good network. Her networking skills are absolutely mad. So a lot of networking skills that I do know right now, a lot of it comes from her. I learn from every day, bro.
Yeah. That's what life surprises you, and I get that we need to get very selective about who we let in the door, but I think the door needs to be open. That's also very
yeah. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying I'm not doing it actively, but it's open for me passively always.
Yeah. Because like relationships also are a big source of joy in our lives, and especially now that we've spoken about making friends and stuff like that, there's another side to relationships, which is of course dating. And as influencers, it's so tricky now, because if you get onto apps and stuff, there are people that already know you, and likewise, again, you don't know why someone wants to date you. They might be dating you because you're famous, they want clout from you, or maybe they know that you have money. How tricky is that? Because forget the influencer part, independently also it's so tricky. So worse has it made. Has it gotten?
Yeah, it's true. Like that's why I can't get onto dating apps now. And I've had those experiences. But then again, you can never know if it's actually because I am who I am, that's why they're dating me, or is it for the person that I am?
Exactly.
But the thing is, I don't think there's anything wrong with them dating me for who I am now. I don't think there's anything like I'll say what, bro. Girls would obviously look for how well the guy is doing, right? And this is just one of the signs. So she's not wrong.
Yeah.
If a girl would reject me, if a girl would have rejected me in 2021, but she's like going bonkers over me right now, that's not wrong. One of the reasons that I'm leveling up in life is obviously to attract a good girl, right? I do want to get married to a good high value girl, and a high value girl wouldn't want to get married to a low value guy. That's why I'm increasing my value.
But like there's inner value and external value. You've leveled up externally. You might level down, I hope not, but you might level down 5 years down the line also. And then would they love you the same?
No, so that's what I'm saying. The girls are not like, okay, he has numbers on Insta or he has money, that's why this is good.
Correct.
What a lot of girls, or the girls that I want to attract, look at is he's worked really hard. He talks like, when he talks, it's pure wisdom. That's what the girl that I want should be looking for. And you obviously get a sense of that. I do know few people who maybe are friends, and I might be wrong, but who maybe are friends with me because of the numbers of like shallow numbers, right? But वो पता चल जाता है बहुत आसानी से. I mean, at least मुझे तो पता चल जाता है. Maybe I'm way too skeptical and I'm way too cautious. Maybe that's why, and maybe that's why I'm filtering out more than I should be. But ठीक है, filter होके ultimately बचनी तो एक ही है ना.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not into like just dating. मतलब अगर if I was into just casual dating, then this was gold. मतलब bro, मतलब मैं dating app पे जाऊँ, मेरे को swipe करने की जरूरत नहीं है dating app. वो अब likes आए पड़े होते हैं. But that is not something I'm into right now.
That's true.
Right. So मेरे लिए कोई फायदा नहीं है उस चीज का. Which is sad. I really wish I was into casual dating.
But sometimes it's also weird when they know so much about you already. So
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so weird because you're like, okay, I have no clue. And then I had one instance where someone asked me about my nephew on an app,
oh damn.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, unmatched, immediate unmatched, because
Yeah.
it just freaks me
Bro,
out because
it creeps you out, bro. And they're like, but you like the pan fried noodles, no? I'm like, what? Yeah, you put a post and you put a reel. I'm like, bro, मेरे को याद नहीं है वो reel यार.
yeah, and like especially you've
Mm.
been very vocal about your life, and then through the
Yeah.
podcast, someone can know you so deeply without actually having to talk to you. So sometimes that also it takes a while for you to warm up to them as much as they warmed up to you
They
already.
warmed up to you. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, वो parasocial relationship जब ही social relationship में convert होता है,
Yeah.
it's a strange one. But you have an interesting perspective of looking at it. कि yeah, it's a sign of me leveling up as a person. So why would I not want somebody to be into me because of that? Yeah. It's uh I think one thing I wanted to touch on with you was also the if I can call it the niche you work in, and you tell me if you disagree with anything. But I think you are, based on what we discussed, also part of that niche of creators who you're trying to get young men to level up, like trying to provide them a bit of
Yeah.
guidance, a bit of advice, that big brotherly thing of how you can be a better man, how to be a man, grooming, mindset, fitness, all of that. And I know as a young man, when I was a young man, having that male role model, having that mentor, having that big brother, even if it's somebody online, somebody in books, somebody on the big screen, we kind of need that somebody to look up to, somebody to
Yeah.
emulate.
Yeah.
But I think मुझे, now that I'm a bit older, मुझे जो थोड़ा ट्रबल करता है ये स्पेस, ब्रॉडली ये स्पेस में है, इसकी कुछ आइडियाज ये स्पेस में सर्कुलेट करते हैं that I find can be a bit damaging, both to young men as well as the people who sort of come into their social life, the people they interact with, women especially. Like, मैं आपको उदाहरण देता हूँ. There's healthy stoicism on one hand, I understand. But then there's this idea of suppress all emotions. Emotions are bullshit, hide your emotions.
Yeah.
There's conversational skills to make connections. And there's this thing ki these parlor tricks of, ladki ko kaise essentially hoodwink karo into liking you somehow. There is uh, being, having an ease in being yourself on one hand. And then there's this thing of, like I'm completely self-reliant, I'm completely self-made, I'm on my own versus everybody else. So I'm curious, like you are in this space as someone who is broadly in this space, not necessarily saying each of these things. What are your thoughts about ideas like this? Do you think there are any excesses ये space में जो आपको लगता है कि they portray masculinity in a like a unhealthy kind of a way?
I would say, okay, first of all, the exact same thing, the 3 points that you talked about, that's exactly what I say. You shouldn't be emotionless. You shouldn't suppress your emotions. You need to accept your emotions, right? And then work on it, and not just cry the whole time and not take action. So that's what I talk about. So that is the stoicism part. And the other two things also, I never say, okay, do 100% of this. आई ऑलवेज से कहीं पे भी 90% से ऊपर वैसे भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि 90% से ऊपर जाना या तो उसका रिजल्ट खराब हो सकता है या फिर वो करना बहुत मुश्किल है. तो बट इफ यू आर 90% इन एवरीथिंग, you are an all-rounder 90%, which puts you in the top 0.0001 percentile of the world. But if you're like, okay, I want to be a 99% in this thing, then you definitely will be a 50% in 5 other things. That puts you in the top 10 percentile of the world. You just got to focus on being 9 on 10 on everything. So that is one theory that I have. Second
That's
is,
Scott Adams wala
yeah,
talent stacking. Yeah.
I haven't heard of that, but
Fine.
thanks.
No,
I
never
will
mind.
quote that in my next video. But yeah, so one is that. The other thing is that, yeah, it's content. It's free to put out. You can't stop anyone from putting out anything. And I'll tell you what, the audience that social media has is always, the major chunk will always be young. And young people are always very impressionable. And the only emotion that has the power, or that has the max power on social media, is hate. Whatever content has a tinge of hate in it, will go viral, right? If it's for example, like, I don't want to say something that will get us cancelled here, but if it's a topic that is very sensational and that is very polarizing, that is what goes viral, right? And people don't comment on it because they believe in their side. They comment on it because they want to hate anything that comes their way, and that is, in this case, the other side,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that will always happen, and so I'm just explaining to you why hate is the driver for maximum content on social media. And hate also comes from extremes, right? अगर मैं बोल दूंगा कि भाई, you are a man, you have to I don't know, provide for your entire family. So इसको एक, if I tell you that, what do people like you and I think of that? We're just like, okay, we got to be the maybe the maximum chances are that the family that we create, we got to be the maybe the 60-70% financial provider, uh, and then the girl can balance off other stuff. So in totality, we will divide our roles and responsibilities. It's not pre-decided, but we'll see कितना कौन financial कर सकता है, कितना कौन घर manage कर सकता है, उतना उतना कर लेंगे. So in totality, we are a team and we'll run the house, right? If you tell this to a young guy, a 15-16-year-old guy who's going to school, who's having puberty hit him, उसको क्या लगेगा? वो कहेगा अच्छा प्रोवाइडर, मैं ही जो पैसे कमाऊंगा, वो साइड में अपनी स्कूल वाली लड़की को देगा, उसको थप्पड़ मार के बोलेगा मैं ही बड़े होके पैसे कमाऊंगा, तेरी को शौकात. He's a 16-year-old guy with raging hormones. The thing is, maximum audience on social media is pre-teenagers, teenagers, right? So then what do? You can't do anything. People will put out content and there will be people like this. Andrew Tate को follow करने वाले जो सेंसिटिव बातें नहीं करते, 20 से ऊपर के है ही नहीं, 19 से ऊपर के ही नहीं है. जितनी एंड्रू टेट के कोई भी वायरल वीडियो पे जाके कमेंट्स देखो, उनकी कमेंट्स में जो सबसे बेवकूफों वाली कमेंट्स हैं, उनकी प्रोफाइल खोल के देखो, उस सब में इन ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ देम डेट ऑफ बर्थ 2005 के आगे की है. दे आर बिलो 18. उस टाइम पे वही सही है. Like, I don't think any or it can be an elder guy, but then he's not exposed to world views. Maybe he's from a tier 3 town. Maybe he's from a very lower middle class tier 2 family who just could not get exposed to what things can exist in the world and what things really matter. It's a horrible situation out there in a lot of towns in India where kids are just not brought up with the right worldview. I'm not saying their parents are wrong. I'm just saying they don't have the world. So you can't help that. That is the major audience of India. भाई हम tier 1 cities वाले, metros वाले हैं कितने लोग यार? कुछ है ही नहीं.
That's true. Also, मुझे लगता है you've touched on so many fantastic points, and कि जो extremes में also एक क्या होता है ना, extremes में conviction होता है और एक certainty होती है. And I really look at certainty as being like an emotional fast food. Certainty feels very good, ना? Gray, subtlety, ambivalence कि यार थोड़ा ये है but थोड़ा वो भी है. It's not a fun feeling to have. It's true. But it's not nice to feel like kind of ambivalent. It's nice to feel certain, righteous, conviction. Yahi hai. They are like that. This is like that. You have to do that. They have to do that.
This is the biggest problem I notice in people who are, currently, say, the young people right now.
Yeah.
मतलब, why do you have to be opinionated about everything? क्यों चाहिए? तो मैं honest बताऊं, मैं लाइफ की 95% चीजों में कहता हूँ भाई मैं डम हूँ, मैं गधा हूँ, मेरा कोई ओपिनियन नहीं है, मुझे सोचना भी नहीं है इसके बारे में. जो 2 चीजें मैंने लाइफ में पकड़ी है, मेरे को उसमें ओपिनियंस बना के उसमें तो आगे जाने दो. मेरा तो जो चीजें पकड़ी है उसमें भी ओपिनियन नहीं होता. मतलब आई एम नेवर लाइक ओके दिस इज व्हाट इज राइट, दिस इज व्हाट इज ट्रू. ऐसा नहीं है.
And
that's beautiful, but that's honest. There's an honesty to that.
And so many
who am I to decide? Okay, this again, pick any controversial, sensational topic that is up there these days.
Yeah.
Who am I to say, okay, this should exist or this shouldn't exist? कौन हूँ
Yeah.
मैं बोलने वाला यार? I'm
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
And if you're 18 or below, then you're definitely a nobody.
No, and also the ability to say that, okay, I have an opinion about this thing today, and it might change after a few months or after a few years. And that's okay. Like a few years ago, oversized clothes, we would have been like, now everyone's wearing it. So
Yeah.
accepting that what we think today might be wrong, and that's how you learn and grow for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, बदलता रहेगा. It's that's beautiful, Karan, that you said कि I think एक अपने उसूल अलग चीज होती है, बट अपने बिलीफ्स को, नॉट योर वैल्यूज बट योर बिलीफ्स को ऐसे जकड़ के आप पकड़ते हो ना, उससे इट्स वाइजर टू होल्ड इट विद अ लाइट टच. You're there, you're holding on to it, you're not letting go of it, but you're willing to let go of it and grab something new, something wiser, something truer.
Yeah, this all comes from point perspective. Yeah, that's the major thing. People don't see the bigger picture. उनको world view नहीं पता तो फिर नहीं हो पाता. It is very difficult for people to
मुश्किल है.
actually see things from above. It is very difficult for people. मेरे
हाँ यार, नहीं यार, and I struggle, like you're saying. I'm sure I'm like stupid 10 times a day and will continue to throughout my life. Oh,
Bro, so I'll tell you what, the moment I wake up, I just tell myself, भाई आज सिर्फ 2 चीजें अच्छी करनी है, बाकी सारे में खराब हो जाए तो हो जाए, सिर्फ कोई 2 चीजें अच्छी कर देनी है, and that will lead you to absolute success.
yeah.
अगर मैं कोई 2 चीजें भी सही कर दूंगा ना, कोई 2 टास्क उठाए वो सही कर दिए, बेस्ट, बहुत बढ़िया.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Keep it simple.
Focus on like एक साल में यहाँ पहुंचना है, there's too much pressure. आज क्या करना है, and every day if you improve like 1%.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sanchit, we have one last fun segment for you. Now, the world knows you as a fashion and lifestyle guru. So I'll just pose a few problems in front of you. And if you could share 1 or 2 hacks that you feel can help people come out of those problems. So the first is how to prevent hair loss.
Hair loss is something that will happen to every guy. देखो हम सारे भाई सेम शिप में हैं, हम सबकी शिप डूबने वाली है, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. कुछ लोग उसमें से बोट लेके साइड में थोड़ा सा और स्विम, मतलब आगे चले जाएंगे सी में, बट अल्टीमेटली सब डूबने वाले हैं, ठीक है. So the thing is how to prevent hair loss. You can prevent the hair loss that is happening to you because of a bad lifestyle by fixing your lifestyle. And उससे related video, it's already there on BeYourBest. Other than that, there are a few other methods for which are like chemical methods or some sort of minor surgeries. Uspe bhi videos are already there on BeYourBest, so guys can go watch that. And agar you still feel like hair drives a lot of confidence for you, go ahead, go for transplants. It's not bad, right? Go for transplants, go for hair patches, whatever, until you feel confident. But I'm pretty sure that one day will come when you feel so confident and so fulfilled inside your heart that you won't need to hide your baldness. So until then, it's okay. Do whatever you want. Transplant karwa lo. But like there will be a day when you'll feel like, fuck it, bro, I don't need this.
Yeah, I like that.
The second one is the best hack that you know of for weight loss.
For weight loss?
Yeah.
Damn. This is gonna offend a lot of people. Eat less.
As simple as that.
But like a good hack is of course find out how many calories you need in a day to hit your requirement, and then out of that, suppose that calorie requirement is say 2000 calories. Then for 1900 calories, eat bland food, or not bland, just eat boring food and eat the same day. But like for the remaining 100 calories, always eat something that's unhealthy and super tasty. Right? 100 calories में I eat एक Brooklyn Creamery की एक आइसक्रीम आती है, 89 होती है, eat that. Or I can eat a protein like a strawberry yogurt flavor protein bar I really like, so in that 100 calories. Or I can have something savory like some salted namkeen or something like that, but only 100 calories. So what that does is it keeps my mental health in check. Okay, I am eating tasty food every day.
Yeah,
But I am
yeah,
still maintaining my calories, and 95% of my calorie requirement came from healthy food, which is protein.
yeah. I
That's
like that. I
smart.
like that. Eat at a deficit, but like have that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah. And
हाँ,
do it exactly at the end of the day. ना सोने से पहले
end of
खा.
the something to look forward to. बहुत अच्छा है,
Yeah.
बहुत अच्छा है.
Another one is how to build confidence to approach a lady.
I always say confidence comes from competence. So the moment you feel like, okay, you are on your self-improvement journey and you are um, building up to something,
Yeah.
that, and you are building some skills, as soon as that starts happening, you will start feeling confidence from within.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Once you start feeling confidence from within, you just have to get that confidence outside, for which you can apply any tricks, or you can learn a few lines which you can just remember and go speak to a lady about.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of, again, videos on BeYourBest you can watch. But then before that, you need that internal confidence for that to like take and throw it outside. And
yeah.
if you're hollow inside, वो बाहर की trick से कुछ नहीं होगा.
Hmm.
Okay, if you're hollow inside, you're not building competence, then you don't deserve confidence tricks, because you don't deserve to talk to a lady. First make yourself something, and then, or get on the right path, and then start talking to a lady.
No, I think even after someone builds up that inner confidence, like you said,
Yeah.
they still need to face the fear initially. And the
Correct.
first few times will seem very scary.
Correct. But you don't need to just go out there and start doing things. You can first come and look at some resources. That even apart from BeYourBest, there are a lot of other channels where you can just go and find out what are some good conversation starters, etc. These tricks always help. This is not a fact. I used to do this, right? Then you can then go and talk to the person. Just don't be fake. Just, the tricks are only for the intro, and that's it. After that, you got to be very transparent, right? Authentic. And then you talk to the other person, and then if you vibe, you vibe. If you don't vibe, it's a number. Go to the other girl.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because initially with the trick, they'll just talk to you, but for something to last, there has to be something within, like you said, very right.
Then,
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
If you don't have competence, you don't. If you're hollow inside, बात क्या करोगे? मेरे को समझ नहीं आता कि स्कूल में बच्चे डेट कैसे करते हैं.
Yeah.
क्या करते हैं? मेरे को समझ नहीं आता.
Another thing that I see a lot in the space is that guys are putting girls on a huge pedestal and they're treating them with like they're being over sweet or over kind, and that's obviously such a turn
yeah,
off. Yeah,
So
the
yeah,
consequence.
they're like two extremes these days, right? And these extremes are by either like they simp on the girl, or they're just like, bro, हमें तो लड़की चाहिए ही नहीं, हम तो sigma है. So they don't understand the true meaning of sigma. They're like, हमें तो लड़की चाहिए ही नहीं. If a girl comes, like if a girl is very kind to them, they'll be like, bro, it is so sensitive. And again, these are very impressionable, very young guys, right? And they don't understand what the perfect mid ground is,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I always say that, this is what I learned from Gary Vee. And honestly, bro, Gary Vee changed my life.
Mm.
He always talks about kindness. The day I adopted that mentality, and the day I was like, okay, every action that I take has to come from a place of kindness.
Mm.
The day I did that, bro, everything changed. And
Yeah.
that's when I actually started understanding why I don't need to go to any extreme for anything.
Mm.
चाहे लड़की है, दोस्त है, काम है, everywhere I'm at that right place where my mental health is perfect and where I don't harm anyone.
Yeah.
That's the perfect spot for me to be in terms of any aspect.
Yeah.
yeah,
अगर लड़की भी है तो I would never say कि okay, I want to simp over this girl. I would never simp
yeah,
over any girl, because I know my self-worth. I know that the person I love the most is me myself, right?
yeah,
So I would never simp. But then I also know that I would never, ever, ever hurt a girl. I would never do that. That's not what being Sigma is. Sigma means you don't let the girl play you. And I know my self-worth, so I won't let her play me. But I would never make her cry, bro. लड़की और लड़का हो, किसी को रुलाना नहीं है, किसी को hurt नहीं है.
Correct. That's
Act from that place of love, kindness. Yeah, man.
It is only from a place of kindness, bro. Because, bro, it is true, यार. मतलब वो your actions define your future. मतलब वो अगर अभी kind रहोगे तो your future will be kind to you. That is absolutely. And big shout out to Gary Vee, bro. Like Gary Vee fucking changed my life, honestly.
Yeah, man. I'm really like love his content, and I really like the message he puts out there. Not so much the hustling, but the stuff around like kindness, empathy.
Yeah,
Even naming his wine empathy for that reason.
Yeah, empathy, kindness, and also he's like, you should know how much money you actually need and actually want to make.
Yeah,
You don't need to run after money. You should run after happiness, and that's crazy, bro. Like that's absolutely true.
for sure.
Frees you. It's आपको आजादी लगती है when it, and the simplicity of it. But yeah.
Like I know how much money I want to earn, and I don't want to earn even a single penny above that.
Above that, yeah.
So
वो marginal returns का एक point होता है ना, diminishing return का point. After that, it'll cost more emotionally, mentally, whatever.
absolutely.
And it won't be worth the return, yeah.
But you've done something very similar also with a lot of young guys in India. So kudos to you for that.
Yeah, man.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
The last question that we have for you is, if you could recommend some underrated streetwear brands. I'll start with one, Urban Needs. But the others, if you would
there's only Urban Needs.
Urban Needs.
Urban Needs is the best.
I agree.
Yeah, so Urban Needs, and that's it, right? Urban Needs is a great street style brand, or I would say it's more of it's not a street style brand anymore. We are rebranding it. It's more of it's a brand that's an ideology, and we will be out in the market with it very soon. But yes, currently we do a lot of street style pieces. We do t-shirts currently, and we are starting cargos also, polos and all that stuff that people need in their daily life. Not a jaywalking or blue orange that you need on like special occasions. You would like to wear on a daily basis, right? And the core ideology behind the clothes is that, and the designs of the clothes is that when you in the morning when you're going to college or you're going to your office, and only startup offices of course, because corporate with a short time, but like you open your wardrobe, there are like 10 different t-shirts on the hangers. You are scrolling through them, and then you see this one t-shirt that has a very impactful message that influences your day, and that message is that message is exactly what you need that day. Maybe it's strength, and that's the feeling that you get from picking up that t-shirt from your wardrobe and wearing it like, right? And our t-shirts will have the most basic message. Like there's one design which says don't give up. You wear that t-shirt, you go to your office, you're working, you're tired, you come back, you're still tired because you work, but you have your freelance career as well. Can't give up, bro. Your laptop runs out of battery, it's a black screen, and you're tired, you're like yaar theek hai na, battery bhi khatam ho gayi, ab kyun kaam karu? But because of the black screen, you see the reflection of your t-shirt, it says don't give up. Like I want to work again.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the mentality that we're building at Urban Needs, and so that's why I think it's the best brand, and there's no other brand that I would rather recommend.
It's a great vision, and I'm sure it will do very well. And thank you so much for doing this. It's been such a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you.
Likewise.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Time just flew, and thank you for taking the time out for this. Thank you for being here.
I loved it.
I
love the vibe that you guys have. It's the exact kind of vibe that I like.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Can be friends, bro.
Yeah, we would love.
Yes, of course. Yeah, let's stay connected. It's been great getting to know you.
If you do come down to Mumbai, please let us know. We'd like to do an in-person part 2 of this.
तभी तो मजा आता है.
बारिश
बारिश के बाद.
We'll do that. Thank you so much. It was
Okay.
absolutely lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much, bro.
And to our viewers, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let us know in the comment section below what you found most interesting about our conversation today. If you enjoyed the podcast, feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you know the next time we upload a podcast. And we will see you very soon in another episode. Take care. Bye.